Hi, welcome to Ballet Marvel, the final video of the project about the last ballet I will talk about, which is one of my all-time favorites. I know I said that about a lot of them, but still, this one has special meaning to me. It is the Nutcracker, which I believe everybody knows, everybody has heard of. Everybody has heard of the Nutcracker ballet. Um, yeah, I love the Nutcracker. I am a sap. I do not care. I don't care. I honestly do not care how much. I don't care what people think. I love this ballet. It's one of my favorites. It's great. You cannot convince me otherwise. Yeah, I'm. I fully admit it's sentimental love. Don't care. So the Nutcracker. I've been looking forward to it. Before the pandemic, my best friend's gift to me for Christmas was to bring me to a performance of the Nutcracker put on by the Joffrey Ballet. And it was the first time I saw ballet in person. And I loved it. And I was so, first of all, I was so happy that somebody wanted to see a ballet with me. I was like, yes, I'll go to a ballet. I do not care which one it is. I will totally go to a ballet with you. When I heard it was the Nutcracker, I got even more excited because I have seen pictures of the Nutcracker. Funnily enough, the person who danced Clara, it kind of looked like a friend of mine from conventions, which I should still show her that photo, actually. Yeah, so that was kind of throwing me a little bit, because I was like, huh, that's interesting. But yeah, it was the first ballet I saw in person, and I loved it. I really loved it. It was great. It was everything I wanted it to be. Yeah, a couple of the scenes at the house before the Nutcracker comes alive were a bit chaotic, and there were too many people, and my brain kind of broke a bit because I was like, I don't know where I should be looking. But other than that, it was magical. It was one of the best Christmas presents I've ever gotten, and I loved it. Oh, and just hanging with my bestie. Also, I was dressed. The nicest dress I had was my Audrey Hepburn Breakfast at Tiffany's dress, so I wore that, and I felt just so glamorous. Yeah. I like dressing up on occasion. Can you tell? So anyhow, one of my favorite productions of the Nutcracker was the Royal Ballet. Why can I not talk when I'm filming a video? I swear to God. One of my favorite productions of the Nutcracker was the Royal Ballet's production that had Anna Rose as Clara and Marcelino Sambe as the Nutcracker, or as Hans Peter. My two favorite dancers, dancing in one of my favorite ballets. It's great. And I believe it's still streaming on Marquee TV, and I highly recommend you look it up because it's so good. I love it. The Nutcracker is probably what most people think of when they hear the word ballet, and it's probably what they'd answer if you asked them to name a ballet. With good reason. It has a lot of the elements of a lot of the classical elements of ballet, like dancing wise, and just it's a very accessible story, which I really love. I really love that the Nutcracker is as accessible as it is, because even people who don't know anything about ballet can enjoy it. It's it's a fairly straightforward story, and it's engaging, and there's really something for everybody in it. I don't know. I like that. I like productions that are accessible. Yeah. Being disabled, I've talked about how people have decided what I can and can't understand, and how freaking annoying that is. So I do love things that are accessible to people. This personal little thing of mine. Yeah. I have a very strange fondness for the Sugarplum Fairy. I have a soft spot for all ballet fairies, as I've mentioned before, but for some reason the Sugarplum Fairy has always been my favorite. Like, just my favorite fairy in general, and everything having to do with fairies. I love the Sugarplum Fairy. I do not know what it is. I don't know why. It just, I like her. She's just this. I have a weird thing about otherworldly characters. Like, I run so hot and cold with them. I either just do not care about them, or I'm like, I love that character. That is my character. I love them. And the Sugarplum Fairy, I've always loved her. I don't know whether it's because when I was younger and wanted to learn about ballet and was being told it wasn't for me, I understood the Sugarplum Fairy, and I was like, but I wanted to know about the Sugarplum Fairy. I don't know. She's just a really cool character, and I always love the costume design. Some costumes are better than others, but yeah. Still not interested in seeing the movie adaptation of the Nutcracker, even though Keira Knightley is one of my favorite actresses. I don't like the look of that Sugarplum Fairy. That's not a ballet Sugarplum Fairy. That's an imposter fairy. I don't like it. That's another thing. I'm not interested in movie adaptations of the Nutcracker. Only ballet. And I'm not too interested in reading the original story, which is a first for me. But yeah, I love the ballet, and I'm just not interested in any other of the mediums that do the Nutcracker. I love that the conflict is resolved like really quickly. Like, it's literally like it's introduced and then it's over. I love that. And then the rest is just magic. I love how often ballets are kind of like introduce conflict over, party time. It's like, okay, I'm along for this ride. I can do this. It's just, I love it. It's just like magical land. Fuck that Rat King. Kill the Rat King. Nutcracker comes to life. Goes to the kingdom of the Sugarplum, and just watches a bunch of dancing. There are worse ways to spend an evening. People, I love the Nutcracker. I love it. The production with Sambe and O'Sullivan ends with Hans Peter reuniting with his father. And that was one of my favorite endings of the Nutcracker ever. I love that it ended on a familial note with family reuniting. I love that. It was lovely. It was a lovely scene. Yeah. Oh, that production is so good. I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna watch it again at Christmas. I should ask my bestie. I'm gonna watch it with my bestie. Maybe that'll be our holiday tradition. Yeah, that'd be nice. We watch ballets while chatting online, so that would be nice. Yeah. If there's one thing, well, I've learned a lot about myself and about people throughout this pandemic. I'm not gonna go the nihilistic, cynical route, because fuck that. That's what those fucking anti-maskers and anti-vaxxers want. Anti-vaxxers are the scum of the earth, by the way. But anyhow, I digress. If there's one thing this pandemic has taught me, it's that we all need a little magic in our lives. Just a little. Some need more than others, but yeah, we all need a little magic in our lives. And I think the Nutcracker gives us that. And I'm pretty sure that's why it's so special to me. I mean, it's really special because of the memories I have of seeing it with my best friend. But I think the story itself is special because, yeah, it gives us that magic that we need. And that we might not realize it, but yeah. It's important, you know? To retain some curiosity and some wonder. God, we all need to experience wonder every now and again. Yeah, definitely definitely look up a ballet of the Nutcracker. It doesn't matter what company. Just look up any production you can see and watch it. It's worthwhile. It's a really great ballet, and I'm glad I saw it in person, and I'm looking forward to revisiting it again. So, as always, there will be links in the blog that I post with this video. Rehearsals, clips, making of, that kind of thing. I recommend looking it up. It's really worth watching. So yeah, wow. Oh gosh, I can't believe we've reached the end. Well, yeah. Thank you so much. Look up those links. You'll love it. All right.